enlighten us on Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 1.1st chapter, 14th verse. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Please take over the call now. Krishna, Hare Ram, 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 Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Ram, 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 Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram,
The mumble obeisances. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. Mataji, today we are discussing on which sloka?
14, Prabhuji.
14. Okay. Okay. 1.14. And can somebody read the sloka if possible? Purport and translation. Sorry, I do not have
Just a
the
minute.
with me. Can you read, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Just a minute. I will open the shloka. Hare Krishna. Tata Shweta. Pranita Mataji would like to read? Because you
Mataji, can you share the shloka? Like which shloka are we looking at?
it's our group, but I will send you right now.
Somebody share.
Yeah.
Please
Please send it, Mataji. I'll read.
Nice. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Your voice is not clear today, Mataji, so I couldn't hear the chapter.
I sent you, Mataji. Please check.
Okay. Bhagavad Gita 1.14 Tata Shveterhayermukte Mahati Sandane Stito Madhavah Pandavaschaiva Divyo Shankho Pradatmatuh Tatah Shveterhayermukte Mahati Sandane Stito Madhavah Pandavaschaiva Divyo Shankho Pradatmatuh Tatah Shveterhayermukte महति सन्दने स्थितो माधवः पाण्डवश्चैव दिव्यो शङ्खौ प्रदत्मतुः. Translation. On the other side, both Lord Krishna and Arjuna, stationed on a great chariot drawn by white horses, sounded their transcendental conch shells. Hare Krishna. Prabhu, would you like me to read the purport or?
Go ahead, Mataji. Prabhuji is on mute.
Please read. Please read.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In contrast with the conch shell blown by Bhishma Dev, the conch shells in the hands of Krishna and Arjuna are described as transcendental. The sounding of the transcendental conch shells indicated that there was no hope of victory for the other side because Krishna was on the side of Pandavas. Jayastu Panduputranam Yesham Pakshe Janardana. Victory is always with persons like the sons of Pandu because Lord Krishna is associated with them. And whenever and wherever the Lord is present, the goddess of fortune is also there because the goddess of fortune never lives alone without her husband. Therefore, victory and fortune were awaiting Arjuna, as indicated by the transcendental sound produced by the conch shell of Vishnu or Lord Krishna. Besides that, the chariot on which both the friends were seated had been donated by Agni, the fire god, to Arjuna, and this indicated that this chariot was capable of conquering all sides wherever it was drawn over the three worlds. Hare Krishna.
Very nice. Thank you so much, Mataji, for your appreciate it. All right, we'll discuss about this sloka. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपगदामीयं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं। गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकातलाय ते कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। हरे कृष्ण। Thank you all very much. It's a great opportunity to discuss Gita. Because Bhagavad Gita is a sacred text which is very important for anyone to really understand the essence, purpose of this life. Srila Prabhupada is clearly giving us an opportunity, a way, and a means of to really understand. So a notion will generally come, why Bhagavad Gita? Why only Bhagavad Gita? Why not something else? Actually, it's an interesting question. Let me put this question to all of you. Why should we hear? Why should we understand Gita? Who would like to tell? You can tell in 2 sentences. Why Gita? Why not any other book? There are so many books in this world. Why Gita? Why Bhagavatam? Why these books we should read? Why we should associate with sadhus? What do we gain? Anyone who wants to tell?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
Bhagavad Gita, because this was spoken by directly Thakurji, Lord Krishna himself. Bhagavatam, because those are the pastimes written by Srila Vyas, Vyasji, and association. I don't know. For my personal experience, it's so important that if I don't associate, I can't even. My chanting is not even good. So association is very important. I tend to become like others who are non-devotees if I don't associate.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, Ipsita Mataji, please tell.
The scriptures are very important to read because that helps us for our upliftment of our own self, and also it helps with the chanting and get love and develop the love for Krishna, the Supreme God. That's what I think.
Okay. Anyone else? Shyamaraske Mataji, would you like to try?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dhanvat.
Please tell Amma.
So, how we have everything as a manual when we get something, we buy something. We get manual and we start that instrument with manual. It goes very well. So, like that, Bhagavad Gita is a manual for human life. So, if we read it, our life will go well and we'll develop love of Krishna.
Okay. Thank you. Vinod Prabhu, would you like to tell? Yes, go ahead, Mataji. Pranita Mataji, please tell.
Yeah, Prabhu, associating with devotees uplifts us. It brings us closer to Krishna because devotee carries Krishna in their heart. And we should read these scriptures because they are coming straight from Krishna. They are about Krishna. So it gives us access to Krishna. Devotees give us access to Krishna. And so does all these scriptures.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Yes, Vinod Prabhu, please start.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Kavi is
Nice.
a very, very good scripture which is well known in worldwide for many, many years. And reading with the devotees is very nice. We get a satsang and also we get a higher level education. So we can calibrate our thoughts, what we think, what other people think, and what higher people think. And we have a platform to discuss our
Nice.
thoughts. Hare
Nice,
Krishna.
nice, Vinod Prabhu. Thank you. Anyone else would like to add?
Prabhu, Sandeep would like to speak.
So,
Yes, please.
Haribol Prabhu,
Sandeep Prabhu, please.
I feel that in Kali Yuga, the nature of everyone's mind is we fall down. If you don't associate with devotees and God, you're naturally you will think of something else, which is bad to everything. It's a natural thing. So you have to make an effort. It's not an easy thing to be associated with the devotees and also give your time and energy. It's very, very tough. So, yeah.
Thank you, Sandeep Prabhu. Thank you, everyone, for sharing.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
This is
Geeta
Geeta.
Mataji, Hare Krishna. Nice
Hare
to
Krishna.
see you in video also. Please tell.
Yeah. So the thing is, Prabhuji, I read a quote by Srila Prabhupada somewhere that if you are not with Krishna, you are in Maya. Either you're in Maya or you're with Krishna. So
Okay.
both these, the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagvatam with the devotees really helps us to be with the Lord. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Nice. Okay, you brought up a very good aspect. You said Krishna or Maya. So, how do you know that we are with Krishna or with Maya? I will tell that. I don't want to ask a lot of questions. So, how do we know that we are with Krishna or with the material nature? Maya is a material nature.
Maya.
It depends on our consciousness. Whatever consciousness is, dear devotees, that is what we are. And what is this consciousness? Consciousness is a deep science. Srila Prabhupada explains thinking, feeling, and willing. The moment we think about the Lord, about his devotees, we are with them. The moment we begin not thinking about them, we are with the material nature. Now, in the whole day, we need to see how many times we are thinking about Krishna, or how many times we are thinking about our Acharya, Srila Prabhupada. Through that, we can do a barometer check that at least on the thought level they are coming. Now we need to write down. You don't have to tell me how many times you are thinking, but you can do a write down. What you can do is, today it's still in the morning. So from today until night, jot down how many times you remembered the Lord. Because you do various actions and activities. You do different things in your life. So try to jot down how many times you're thinking about him or about his pure devotees. How many times we are doing it? Just write down. And then tomorrow again do that. For a few days you write down. You write down those things for a few days. And then see, this is a clear indication it will tell. In the office, they use the term called key performance indicator, KPI. Through that performance indicator, they will tell how the product is going, how the product is evolving. Is it degrading or is it going forward? So likewise, this is a performance indicator for ourselves. Anyhow, this body has to be gone. That will be gone eventually. We are not discussing about that. We are discussing about something which is beyond that. Krishna tells in Gita, Janma karma chame divyam evam yovaiti tattvata. Tattva deham punarjanma. Naiti mameti swarjana. So, he's clearly mentioning that simply by understanding me, knowing about me, remembering about me, hearing about me, meditating about me, you will not again come to this material world. Straightforward. Krishna is not telling, oh, there might be a chance, oh, you will not come, oh, you might come, there is a hope, or he's not telling any of those things. All he's telling is, if you do this, you'll come to me. Now, when Krishna says something which is so profound, when he's telling that if you do this, you'll come to me, then we need to at least begin doing an effort of it. That we are chanting Hare Krishna. How much time we are actually thinking, how much time we are actually hearing the names of the Lord? Am I chanting just to chant? Am I chanting while walking? Or am I chanting while doing this, while doing that? Or even now, am I hearing while doing other activities? Or am I coming for doing something else? These are all very important things. And another important aspect among this is to develop a deeper relationship with the Lord. Actually, we are completely forgetting that this process of hearing, this process of remembering, this process of understanding the Lord, when we do this again and again, why are we doing this? To establish one's relationship with the Lord, to establish one's relationship with one's acharyas. Our acharyas have given us so much. Srila Prabhupada has given us immense. That we want to establish. That we want to keep them in our heart. When these things do happen, dear devotees, then our natural state of consciousness is developed or enhanced. And then where we will be kept? We will be kept in that situation, in that platform of right now. If somebody wants to do that, I'm just telling. If you want to do, you can jot down how many times you have remembered the Lord. If you want to go further, you can also jot down how many times I have used my cell phone for doing actions and activities which are away from Krishna. You can write down that also. And then you begin comparing. And then see where we are standing. Then it gives a clear indication about our performance. Dear devotees, another very important aspect is that we will remain in this material world until we develop pure love for Krishna. A sadhaka will remain in this material world until he develops love of God. Until that point, he has to come again and again, which is also fine. Nobody is against it. It's pretty clear. If we are doing certain things other than pleasing the Lord, that will not give tangible results. That means that will not invoke the love of God. The love of God is too far for us. Because to come to the platform of love of God, there's so many things has to happen in the background. I think we are discussing very advanced thing. Even in this sloka which we are discussing today, Krishna has a deep relationship with Arjuna. That's why he is also blowing conch shells. Now another important aspect here. When Arjuna and Duryodhana were being kept and asked, that, dear Arjuna and Duryodhana, Krishna is asking them, I have two things, but only one you have to take. I have Narayana Sainya, I have myself. And me, I will not fight in the war. Now you decide whom you want. If you take me, I will not fight. If you take Narayana Sainya, your strength will increase. Your fighting spirit will increase because more people are adding. That means you become strong. Entire Narayana Sainya is coming. You will become strong. On the other side, what is happening? You have me. I will not fight. Now you decide what you want to take. Duryodhana, he took Narayana Sainya. Arjuna immediately said, I want you, Krishna. And Krishna will tell him, I will not fight with you. Why you want me? Then Arjuna says, that doesn't matter. If you are there with me, I'll be happy. I'm not that worried that I have to win this battle. I simply want to be with you. Because Arjuna is reiterating that I'm not in a position that, before this conversation happened, before Krishna kept Arjuna in Shenaya Rubhyar Madhya Radham Sabitam Achyuta. That is when Krishna will keep Arjuna in that situation. That Senaya Rubhyar Madhya Radham Sabitam Achyuta. Arjuna is telling Krishna, my dear Krishna, you please take me to the center of the battlefield. This conversation happened before that. And Arjuna said, Krishna, I want you. If a sadhaka comes to this platform, dear devotees, because, for example, a sadhaka is practicing Krishna consciousness. On one side, he has wealth of this world. You will get a lot of wealth, wisdom, you will get name, fame, profit, adoration. You can enjoy this life unlimitedly. You will get this, that, everything. This is on one side. On the other side is just Krishna and his devotees. Now a sadhaka has to choose this or that. Now sadhaka cannot be over intelligent, stating that I want both. Asking both means what? This is conditioned state. What is this conditioned state? Conditioned state means we want to enjoy this world and at the same time want to practice Krishna consciousness. This is condition. That means I will watch movies and I will also try to be Krishna conscious. If Duryodhana was given two chances, two options, then he would have chosen both. Both you come. Krishna, you also come. Narayana Sena will also come. Because Duryodhana will think, oh, Krishna, I will use Krishna in the future for my property. Because where is his consciousness? His consciousness is in his kingdom. So for that kingdom, he is ready to take anything, ready to take any position, ready to hear from anything. And that is the whole point why he pulled all of them into his group. Karna, Bhishmadev, Dronacharya, he pulled all of them. He used different techniques to pull each and every person. Because he knows the more they come, the more he becomes strong. So if Duryodhana was given an opportunity to select two, not one, 2 out of 2, then he would have selected both. Krishna, you also come, Krishna. I will engage you also in some service so that my property is there with me. This is the state of consciousness of a conditioned soul in this world. Now we discussed another important aspect. What was another important aspect? On one side, I have everything of this material world. On the other side, we have Krishna and his devotees. Now a sadhaka will be asked a question. Prabhu or Mataji, I have a question. One side, you have all materialistic happiness. You go there, you get unlimited material happiness. On the other side, you have Krishna and his devotees. Then the person will be asked, now you select which one you want. Then he will be told, you cannot select both. You have to select only one. Then, if that sadhaka selects Krishna and his devotees, that is the beginning of his devotion. Dear devotees, this is very, very important what we are discussing now. I hope you are understanding. Because the so-called materialistic world will not give anything here. There is no taste or happiness here, which we see through the life of Duryodhana also. Duryodhana has unlimited wealth, unlimited sense gratification, unlimited name, fame, profit, adoration. He is a king. Then why this person is bewildered? He has everything now. Duryodhana has everything. Then why is he bewildered? Why is he kept in a perplexed state? Because we discussed in Gita, right, before slokas. Duryodhana is in a fearful state. The moment Krishna and Arjuna started blowing the conch, Duryodhana will be fearful. Oh, what's going to happen? Krishna will win. Arjuna will win the battle. He started checking both the parties. And he is comparing who is superior, who is superior. Why? Why is he doing? Because he is in a fearful. Is because he's thinking that he might lose the battle. Through the thought process, fear kicked in his consciousness. What happened? Fear, anxiety, perplexity, illusory state came into his consciousness. He's been illusion. So through that illusory state, what happened, dear devotees? He is missing the essence. Dear devotees, if Duryodhana would have surrendered to Krishna, the war wouldn't have happened. Hare Krishna. Interesting, huh? Very interesting. If Duryodhana would have surrendered to Krishna, the battle wouldn't have happened. 64 crore people wouldn't have died. Hare Krishna. But Duryodhana doesn't want to leave his property. So likewise, if a conditioned soul also doesn't want to leave the property, then he is kept in bafflement. Oh, this is my property, this is mine. The devotees, the more we associate with this materialistic mentality, then what happens? This is what we will remember at the time of death. For sure. We will not remember Krishna. Because Krishna gave us an opportunity to remember him. But we have forgotten, but we have not taken that. Janma Karma Chametivam is telling very clearly, you remember me, know about me, hear every day from me, hear every day about me. We are hearing, but we are not leaving these things. And that means the hearing process is not correct. That means that is at least either we are not hearing or understanding, or the person who is telling, he is unable to connect us. Two things. Pretty straightforward. So let us take this. That means we are not hearing properly. If a sadhaka hears attentively, dear devotees, from a pure devotee, he will leave this. He will know that this material world doesn't give happiness. He will understand that. And then he will take the route of Arjuna. Just like Arjuna took the route of what? What route he has taken? I want Krishna, you only. I don't want Narayana Sanya. If you are there, even if I am lost, that's fine. because I'll be happy because I'm on your side. That is the nature of a devotee. Even if we do not go to the spiritual world, that's okay. But we took the right association. Our heart will be satisfied. Arjuna is not expecting that, oh, Krishna will be there with me, I will win the battle. He is not doing any of those calculations. He simply wants to take his association, that's it. But Duryodhana is doing all calculations. Duryodhana is thinking, oh, Krishna is not fighting. Or if he is not fighting, then he will not help me much. But if I use Narayana Senya, I'll engage that Narayana Senya in right way so that they will help me to win the battle. Duryodhana is doing calculation because he is not Krishna conscious. Very important, dear devotees. He is not Krishna conscious, that's why he is doing all calculations. We should be convinced with this process. Our heart and soul should be to them, not for this world. Very important. Where our heart and soul should be, our heart and soul should be there with them. Dear devotees, if all of you come to this platform of how Arjuna is thinking, that is a sign of your progress in Krishna consciousness. Until we all come to this platform, we are just hovering in Krishna consciousness. We are not going inside. We are just there on the surface. If we have our attachments, if we have this, that going on, that means we should understand we are just hovering on the process. What is that called? That is called as Mishra Bhakta. Mishra. That is called as mixed devotion. It's not pure devotion. Dear devotees, there is a difference between mixed devotion and pure devotion. Mixed devotion means having materialistic desires and also practicing. What is pure devotion? Completely free from materialistic desires. Fully dependent on the mercy of the Lord. That is pure devotion. Arjuna was that. That's why Krishna is on his side. If you are on that side, dear devotees, Krishna will be there on your side. As simple as that. Very practical. So if you do this, you will get this. Just like you are applying for an interview, they will ask 10 questions. If you answer all those 10 questions, you will get a job. As simple as that. If you do not answer those questions, you will not get a job. That's it. Straightforward. That is the way actually. So, this is the most important thing. Where is our heart? What am I thinking? What am I willing? What am I feeling? That is where we belong. We do not belong anywhere else. Whatever we think, that is what we are. As simple as that. That's why I try to write down how many times you are thinking about the Lord on a day-to-day basis. Today, this is a beautiful opportunity to know, to understand the Lord. His heart is very simple, dear devotees. Krishna's heart, the heart of our acharyas, they are always willing. They are always trying to give us the essence of everything. The more we take it, the more we get benefited. Very, very important. Try to develop good relationship with devotees, especially from the person whom we are hearing. Very important. If we do not develop a relationship, we are just going like that. It will not help. Ask, inquire. Take association. Ask this question: how will I make advancement in Krishna consciousness? Ask this question, will I be able to go in this lifetime? Ask this question. How can I improve my chanting? Ask this question. How can I come to the platform of surrender? Ask these questions. For this, you need to have a person in your life. Otherwise, simply knowledge will not help, dear devotees. That knowledge has to be heard from right association, from right persons. We should hear that knowledge from right persons, right sources. Then we will make advancement. Otherwise, dear devotees, we will run, we will wander in this world. Brahmande Brahmite Kon. Bhagyavan Jo, Guru Krishna Prasada Pai Bhakti Lata Vaishnava. Unless and until we get that conviction to the shelter of the spiritual master, we cannot make progress. Hare Krishna. So, this is what I want to tell today. I'll again open if anyone has any questions. Dear devotees, ask this question to yourself. What have you gained in Krishna consciousness? Because some are there since 10 years, some are there since 5 years. Ask this question. What did I gain in Krishna consciousness? Should ask this question. Hare Krishna. Otherwise, devotees, we will be running left and right. I'll tell you, we will run from here, there. Heart will not be satisfied. The heart will not give satisfaction. We'll be wandering here and there. So that's why you should ask this question, what did I gain from Krishna consciousness? I'll give another example. A teacher was asking this question to the principal. Her child is in 9th grade. She went to the principal and she asked this question, what will my son learn after he completes 10th class? It's an interesting question. What your school is providing to my son and what he will gain after his 10th grade? Then the teacher, he gave some answer that your son will study well, or your son he will go into the intermediate or 11th and 12th grades, and then he will prepare further. Then she changed the school and she started asking the same question to another principal who's a devotee. Devotee means the surrendered soul. That is the term we should use. Devotee means surrender. That devotee is a surrendered soul. I know him personally. Because he uses his everything in the service of the Lord. That's how I know him. Because devotee means that only, dear devotees. So that Mataji asked him the question. Because the devotee is the principal of that school. And then this devotee immediately told, your child will learn beautiful qualities once he leaves the school. Then she was satisfied with that answer. Because what are those qualities? If you practice Krishna consciousness, if one practices Krishna consciousness, he will get those qualities. And he said, your child will gain beautiful qualities. Those qualities of Arjuna should be manifested in the child. Then she was happy with that answer. So likewise, we need to ask this question, what did I gain from Krishna consciousness? This we need to ask. Hare Krishna. Anyone has any questions? I can continue, but I want to see if anyone has any questions. But if there are no questions, that means two things. Either we know everything, or either we did not understand anything. And ask questions from what we discussed. Very important. That means that actually tells that we are really hearing. See, if you are not hearing, if everything is a superficial process, dear devotees, that I'm coming because it's somebody is trying to come and hear these instructions, or somebody is telling, if I do not come, then what devotees will feel. For their feeling, if you are coming, then we will not hear. It's very important, dear devotees. Going, asking these questions, inquiring, checking our heart is very, very important. Am I making sense to anyone of you on the call? Anyone has any questions?
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Uh,
Mataji.
so,
Please.
so like you said that we should ask ourselves that what have we gained since we've come to Krishna consciousness, right? Is can we ask ourselves how much love have we increased for the Lord? That may be more directly answerable, more tangible, more concrete question.
See, love will only come once we feel that He's everything for us. And when we feel that He's everything for us, then that's a different. Love is a big subject, Mataji. That's why I started speaking on that, but later I stopped. Because love will only come when all the anarthas are gone from the heart. Until that point, love will not manifest. Our attachment should be gone. Then we will think about love. Then the pastimes in the scriptures will make sense. Otherwise, the pastimes in the script and the scriptures will not make sense. They will not correlate to our life. For example, if somebody is telling us something, immediately we react. Then we should understand that, oh, there is no love towards the Lord.
No, but the thing is, it's a journey, right? So from where we started to now, we have at least moved away from, it's going to take a long time, I know. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji.
So we should also ask why it is taking a long time. Mataji, Prabhupada said, even in a moment, a person can be transformed into a devotee. Why it is taking so much time? Prabhupada said, Sarvadharman parityaja mamekam sharanam vraja. You surrender everything. Then within a moment, you will realize and you will get love of God within a moment. Prabhupada said, actually, Prabhupada said, devotees started asking Srila Prabhupada, we are so sinful in this world. We did all meat eating, intoxication, gambling, illicit sex. We did all these problems. Is it possible to contract all those sinful activities in this lifetime? Prabhupada said, one moment. Prabhupada said what? One moment. Then Prabhupada said, if you surrender, then it is in a moment. If you do not surrender, it will take lifetimes. So nothing will happen just like that if you are sticking to this moment.
So can you explain, Prabhuji, an incident? Yes, surrender is important. One has heard that many times. But we need to, if we can have an example, like in Draupadi's case, she surrendered in the end, right, when nothing worked. So that surrender is different from somebody who surrenders from minute one, right? Like in our lives, if you can give an example of surrender of some incident that happens and we surrender. So because if we get the grace of God, it'll happen in a minute. Like you're saying, that is the time. That means God's grace is there. That's why,
No, grace of God will only come if we are aspiring for that. Grace of God will not come if you are not aspiring for that.
Right. But how do we surrender from minute one rather than as a last resort, which we do mostly?
See, how do we know? How do we know that we will do at the last resort? For example, we are actually doing it's kind of a gamble that at the end of the life, I will surrender at the end. Then see, the entire life it was not possible. how do we think that, how do we understand that it will happen at the end? That is also, we are actually keeping ourselves in a very perplexed state, right? Which is in a state, we are keeping ourselves in a particular state which we don't know, which we will get, what kind of result we will get through that state. Okay, we are saying that we want to surrender at the end. See, Draupadi's situation is different.
No, it's not end of life. I'm talking about it. See, many incidents will make life, right? So those incidents cumulatively will form the end of life. So those incidents, yeah, Draupadi's case is very important because I've heard that Lord Krishna said, "You didn't call for me earlier. I would have come."
Yeah, same with us. If we call the Lord today, He will come.
No, so when we are going through some very difficult situation, we think we can solve it, and we, of course, Lord also says we should try, but we should leave it to Him in the end. So it's like I mean, how do we do it in action? Mentally, it's very easy. I can always say, God, if you want, I leave it to you. Or like most of the time, we are doing mental surrender, but but we also keep trying. So that means we're also banking on ourselves. I don't know
So,
what is the fine line?
basically the point is, a sadhaka should aspire to come to that platform. First thing. Now, how is the process, right? So how a sadhaka comes to the platform of surrender? First thing is, if we do not have a spiritual master in one's life, have that. That is the first thing. Second thing, hear from him diligently. Third thing, develop relationship with him. Fourth thing, surrender to him. Fifth thing, serve him. Sixth thing, you will get love of God. It's a process. Step by step process it is there.
Oh, first,
And
this is
now,
spiritual. You're saying spiritual guru, right?
yes, have a spiritual master
Diksha
in your
guru.
life. Yeah, you have a spiritual master in your life. And that Diksha Guru where you are taking, he should, if he has time to give you personal guidance, then that's well and good, that's great. If not, then have another person in your life who can actually give you that guidance.
Yeah, because it's these days nobody has time to give you like old times,
That's why we need to have another Shikshana. We need to have a trainer in one's life. So to the training process, that's why if you actually see Srila Prabhupada, what he said over there is, if you hear my instructions diligently, then that surrender can happen right away. That's what he says. Because the moment we leave this body, and that's it, everything is gone. We don't know what's our destination, where we will be gone. So, when is the time to surrender? A lot of devotees would ask this question, when is the right time to surrender? Are today? Not yesterday, not day before yesterday, not few years later, not through my circumstances or situations I will surrender. No, it's not like that. Today. Because what I'm saying is, even if we are not coming to that platform today, but we should aspire for that platform. To come to that platform, we need that person. We need that person in our life. When we have that person in our life, then we will see him. And then through his guidance, through his teachings, through his surrender to his spiritual master. That is also important. Through his surrender to his spiritual master. Then we will see him, and then we will take, then we also aspire to surrender. Because if you see Srila Prabhupada disciples, they saw Srila Prabhupada was fully surrendered. Completely. And then Srila Prabhupada told them, now you surrender. Then they immediately surrendered. In a moment, it happened. So that is the difference. So when we develop that relationship and then go deeper, aspire further association more and more, then surrender will happen. Then when surrender happens, then whatever you said, Krishna Prem, that will also come. Because through that surrender, what is happening? The anarthas which are there in the heart, they are gone. They are taken care. Then continuously we'll remember about the Lord. Not that we will write down how many times we are remembering. We are remembering sometimes whenever we have some time. Then at that time, through that surrender process, continuously we'll remember, because who will surrender to whom? A child will surrender to the parents because parents have given them everything. Likewise, we should realize that Krishna has given me everything. We should realize my spiritual master has given me everything. For me, my spiritual master gave me everything. You should have that person in your life also, where you should also get that conviction that my spiritual master gave me everything, and then I am surrendering to him. And then through that surrender process only, we will make advancement in Krishna. Otherwise, what we will do, we will chant Hare Krishna, we will watch movies. Because mind doesn't want to, because mind is just absorbing in this, but it is always there in the materialistic consciousness. That is the reason why sadhakas watch movies. Because there is no shelter now. There is no ground. If a person understands that, my spiritual master has given me so much, for his pleasure I will become a devotee, then that is good. So then for him, we will serve for him. Just like for Srila Prabhupada, the disciples, they served Srila Prabhupada. So we should serve our spiritual master to please Srila Prabhupada, to please the spiritual master. This is the relationship.
To find the spiritual master, I think only keep doing japa. Then only God will send somebody.
Keep doing japa, cry for that. Have a deep desire. Cry out for that. Just like a beggar who is not eating since 3 days, 4th day his hunger becomes so strong. What he will do? He'll cry. Please help Krishna, help my dear Lord, please help. Then Krishna sent, because he has deep desire. Keep doing japa is okay, but how we are doing that japa is important. Very, very important. What you said is a way, yes, definitely, by doing japa, but how? Intense, crying out, prayerful mode. My dear Lord, I really want, because there are scriptures are telling, without this there is no progress. Yes, without this there is no progress. So I should progress. I want to progress. So even after initiation, if we are engaging in watching movies, then what is the point of initiation? Whom are we trying to please? Will the spiritual master be happy with our engagement?
Right, it's a dumb question, but Prabhuji, if we watch a good movie with a good moral, what's wrong?
The consciousness is changed. What kind of moral? Other than these movies will give bigger moral than Bhagavad Gita? No, it might be a good movie. Will this good movie give better moral than Bhagavad Gita? Will these movies give better moral than Bhagavatam? That will not happen. Because who is making those movies? Who is creating those movies? Why are they creating those movies? To earn money. Atyahara. They want to become big. They want to become rich. That is the whole point of creation of movies. They make others fools, and then through that fooling, they will ensure that their pockets are fulfilled. That's the whole point of this industry. So that person's desire who's creating, his desire is itself incorrect. Then his entire movie will also be incorrect. So his consciousness will go into our heart. Just like if a person goes and eats in the restaurant, the person who is cooking that bhoga, that whatever that food, it is not a bhoga because it is not offered to the Lord. The person who is cooking that food, he fought with his wife at home and then he's coming and cooking. then his consciousness, which he is thinking, he'll think, right, while cooking. He's not just he's not just a dead body. He has consciousness. So his consciousness, his thinking will go into that food. And that food, whoever is eating, first thing, he will get sinful reactions. And second thing, that person's consciousness will go into this person. Then he will also beat his wife at home. I'm just giving a normal example. But what I'm saying is consciousness is transformed. So likewise, that movie, consciousness is transformed. And then we chant in the morning.
Consciousness is transferred, you mean? Yeah?
Yeah, the consciousness is transferred. The consciousness is transferred. From movies, consciousness is transferred to our heart. From the food, that's the reason our acharyas tell, do not watch movies. Do not eat outside. Eat only Krishna Prasad. Cook by yourself. Eat only Krishna Prasad. Why? This is very two important things. Watching and eating, very, very prominent. Hearing and eating, very prominent thing. What are we hearing? If you are hearing about Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, that is great. But if you are hearing something else, that's why we do not get realizations. That is a core reason why sadhakas do not get realizations, because our consciousness is somewhere else. That's why people, even though they stay for 10, 20 years, they will not get right realizations, because
I think Prabhuji lost the internet.
Yes, Mataji. I'll message him. He's back, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, we can't hear you. I think he's again lost. Prabhuji again lost. We'll wait for 2 minutes, Mataji, and then we can end up the call.
Yes.
Prabhuji, internet issues. Yeah. I send him message. Let's see. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Ram,
Ram Ram. Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Ram. Hare Ram. Ram Ram. Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Ram Ram.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. So I think Prabhuji has some internet issues, so we can end up the call here. Purposes all the Vaishnavas, Vancha Kalpatarvasya Kripa Sindhu Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Anandakoti Vaishnavanda ki jai.
Jai.
Acharya Shri Das Thakur ki jai.
Jai.
की जय, भगवद गीता की जय,
Jai.
Jai.
की जय. All glories to somebody devotees. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare
Krishna, Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol.
Hare Bol.